Good day everyone! Welcome to this new exciting lesson. I hope that you are in good mood and comfortable as we go on in this lesson. Our topic for today is all about utilizing web conferencing apps for synchronous e-learning. So this is actually under the episode 15 of our Field Study 2 subject. I am Christian Ray Mata, a 4th-year English major student of Holy Trinity College of Camarines Sur, and I will be the discussant for today. But before we proceed to our formal topic, I want you to know and understand our intended learning outcomes. Number 1, identify features and functions of web conferencing applications that are useful to instructions. Number 2, demonstrate skills in using web conferencing app for synchronous teaching and learning. Number 3, demonstrate positive attitude towards use of technology tools. And number 4, use professional reflection and learning to improve practice. So let us start by defining what is web conferencing. Web conferencing is a real-time synchronous, two-way, collaborative communication technology involving multiple participants located at different geographic locations in different time zones on the internet. As we still suffering and struggling because of this pandemic, online platforms are being maximized in order to continue the education. The call of the times has made it more necessary for future teachers like us to develop skills in planning, implementing, and managing remote learning. One form of remote learning is done online. Online remote learning can be done synchronous or asynchronous. So what is synchronous and asynchronous mode of teaching and learning? Synchronous is where the teacher and students meet and interact in real life, while asynchronous is when learning is supported by prepared materials and there is no real-time interaction between the teacher and the learners. But this episode will only focus on synchronous sessions. In order to hold synchronous classes, you will need to use web conferencing applications. Some LMS already have this embedded. Some do not. You will need to know how to access, evaluate, and utilize the features and functions of apps like Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Skype, Blackboard, BSED, and even the Messenger. So again, as in the previous episode, the TPAC model can guide us in how best to utilize web conferencing apps when conducting a synchronous learning experience. Another helpful model that can guide us is the Community of Inquiry model, or the COI. This model identifies the essential elements in an educational experience. So these elements are: so the first one is the social presence, which focuses on establishing a sense of belonging to a community. The next one is the teaching presence, which is about basic teaching tasks. And lastly is the cognitive presence, which fosters critical thinking and engagement. So once again, in the community of inquiry model, we have three essential elements. The first one is the social presence. So this is the ability of participants to identify with the community. For examples is the course of study. Communicate purposely in a trusting environment and develop interpersonal relationship by way of projecting their individual personalities. The next one is the teaching presence. The design, facilitation, and direction of cognitive and social processes for the purpose of realizing personally meaningful and educationally worthwhile learning outcomes. And lastly is the cognitive presence, the extent to which learners are able to construct and confirm meaning through sustained reflection and discourse in a critical community of inquiry. So under each elements or each subcategories, and let us start with the teaching presence. So we have here design and organization. The teacher clearly communicates important. The first one is the course topic. In the teaching presence, we need to have a course topic. This will help us organize the delivering of the information all the time. The next one is the course goals. We all know that having a goals and objectives are very important. This will guide us on how we will deliver the lesson. We should have to be specific about these attainable goals. And lastly is the due dates or time frames for learning activities. Time is very important. We must set this concisely in order to basically accomplish every task. The next subcategory under teaching presence is facilitation. The teacher helps identify areas of agreement and disagreement on course topics that help students to learn. They also guide the class towards understanding course topics in a way that helps students clarify their thinking. They also keep students engaged and participating in productive dialogue. And also, they keep the student on task in a way that helps them to learn. They also encourage students to explore new concepts in the course. And of course, they reinforce the development of a sense of community among students. The next subcategory under the teaching presence is the direct instructions. The teacher helps to focus discussion on relevant issues in a way that helps students learn. They provide feedback that help them understand their strengths and weaknesses relative to the course goals and objectives. And of course, they provide feedback in a timely fashion. Let us now come to the next element, which is the social presence. So under social presence is the effective expression. So students experience getting to know other students that gives students a sense of belonging in the course, forming distinct impressions of some students, and of course, online or web-based communication as an excellent medium for social interactions. So it is very important that there is a social expression or social interaction between the students to students, or the students to teachers, or even students to materials. This will help them to acquire knowledge easily. So another subcategory under social presence is the open communication. Students feel comfortable conversing through the online medium or any social media platforms. They also participating in the course discussion and interacting with other course participants. The next category under social presence is the group cohesion. So students feel comfortable disagreeing with other course participants while still maintaining a sense of trust, that their points of view were acknowledged by their classmates, and of course the online discussion helped them develop a sense of collaboration. So since this is the in-demand nowadays, the next element is the cognitive presence. So under this element is the triggering event. Problems posed increase the students' interest in course issues. Course activities pique the students' curiosity. And of course, students feel motivated to explore content-related questions. We all know that question and answer really triggered the students to think critically and creatively. Next category under cognitive presence is the exploration, which is all part of learning. So students utilize a variety of information resources to explore problems posed in the course. Brainstorming and finding relevant information helps students resolve content-related questions. And online discussions were valuable in helping students appreciate different perspectives, because if there is actually a brainstorming between a group of people, there is actually a deeper understanding about a specific matter. The next subcategory under the elements of cognitive presence is the integration. Combining new information helps students answer questions raised in course activities. Learning activities help students construct explanations or solutions. And of course, reflect on course content, and discussions help students understand fundamental concepts in this class. That's why we actually integrate our past experiences in order to understand the topic or the issue we are about to solve. The last subcategory under cognitive presence is the resolution. So students can describe ways to test and apply the knowledge created in this course, develop solutions to course problems that can be applied in practice, and of course apply the knowledge created in this course to the work or other non-class related activities. This is where we transform the knowledge we have acquired into wisdom, and wisdom to the application. If there is really the application of knowledge, then we can say that we have learned something. So to better understand about this COI, let's watch this video.
In a very demanding situation like what we are going through right now, it's very important to explore other learning methods than the ones that we are used to. Have you ever heard about the community of inquiry model? If you haven't, then you are at the right place. Welcome to Theories Explained, a place where we will unveil theories and much more. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications to keep up with our content. Alright, then let's dive in. There are different methods to learn new things. Not all methods work for everyone due to the way we all are wired. Some people prefer to learn by going to a library or by arranging a session with friends and other classmates. If you are into group study, then the community of inquiry model is something that you need to look into. The Community of Inquiry model was developed during a Canadian Social Sciences and Humanities Research funded project entitled A Study of the Characteristics and Qualities of Text-Based Computer Conferencing for Educational Purposes project, which ran from 1997 to 2001. This type of learning has been around for a long time. The Community of Inquiry model deals with how learning takes place for a group of individual learners through one-of-a-kind educational experience that occurs when three things come together. So, what are those three things, you might ask? Well, those three things are social presence, cognitive presence, and also teaching presence. These three components are interdependent to create a deep and meaningful learning experience. The entire idea is to create a group of individuals who are engaging in purposeful, critical discussion and reflection to construct personal meaning and also to confirm mutual understanding on the subject. The social presence deals with engagement with other participants, and this also refers to the ability of the same participant to project their individual personalities so as to develop an interpersonal relationship by actively engaging with a community. In social presence, the key factors that come under this will be the ability to collaborate, the ability to communicate, and also the ability to work as a team. This is done so that the students will have a platform to express their views regarding the topic, and this will improve the value of learning once implemented. Most importantly, the social presence will encourage collaboration with other students. This will enhance the learning experience to a much better level than the traditional method of learning. Then we have the cognitive presence that ensures engagement with the content where students can construct and confirm the meaning of what they learn through sustained reflection and discussion. Cognitive skills are really important for your brain as it will force you to think, listen, learn, and identify what you are dealing with much more effectively. Cognitive presence is incorporated in this method of learning mainly to challenge or question the knowledge that is required from social interactions. This can also help to explore problems related to the things that were discussed earlier in the social presence. When exploring any problem within a group, the group participants will have so many solutions. If things are favorable, then choosing one among the many solutions will fix a problem. This process of the Community of Inquiry model is also very important, as the information is shared and discussed by bringing up new ideas and also improving on the existing ones. Then we have the last component in this method of learning, and that is the teaching presence. For any method of learning, having someone or a group of experienced people that can help you guide is very important, and this component is just that. Teaching presence mainly deals with the overall design and direction of other presence in the system, like social and cognitive presence. With teaching presence, the main aim is to provide a guide for the team and also someone that can help to coordinate things and also motivate the learners in the group. This part of the Community of Inquiry method of learning also helps to initiate discussions on various new topics and will improve the overall efficiency of the academic activity of the participants in the group. So, to sum things up, the Community of Inquiry-based model is the approach of learning that gives more attention to the role of students in the learning process, which is how learning processes should be. And that's all we have for you today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content just like this one. And hey, if you liked the video, drop a like as well. Also, don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about our new uploads. Catch you all in the next video.
So which web conferencing tool is the best for you and your class? Let's start with the Zoom application. So this is very common app nowadays because we are on the online mode of teaching and learning. So here are some of the features of the Zoom application. So we can use it up to 1.62 to 2.4 GB per hour. It is free of charge for the basic account. We can use it up to 40 minutes per meeting. With 100 participants max, we can have recording, breakout rooms, screen share, and even polling if we have a paid account. And of course, you can also raise your hand while in the meeting. the Google Meet. This is also very common nowadays in our online teaching and learning process. So here are some of the features of the Google Meet. So we can use it up to approximate of 1.4 GB per hour. It is free of charge for the basic account. We can use it 1 hour per minute. We can also have 100 participants max. We can also have recording if we have a paid account, breakout rooms, screen share, polling, and of course, we can also raise our hand. Next web conferencing application is the Skype. So here are some of the features of the Skype. So we can use it up to 225 MB to 3.6 GB per hour. It is free of charge for basic account. We can use it 4 hours per meeting. With 100 participants max, we can have recording, screen share, polling if we have paid account, and of course, raise our hand if we need to say something. I know that you love this next application. So this is the Messenger Room. So here are some of the features of the Messenger Room. We can use it for at least 40 MB to 1 GB per hour. It is free, but of course, we should have at least an internet connection or Wi-Fi. It is no time limit. With 50 participants max, we can do screen share, polling, of course, through the Messenger chat. The next application is the Microsoft Teams. So here are some of the features of this application. We can use it for at least 450 to 675 GB per hour. It is free for basic account. We can use it 1 hour per meeting with 100 participants max. We can do recording for paid account. We can also do screen sharing, polling, and of course, we can raise hand if we need to say something. To learn more about the different web conferencing tool for online class, you can browse the following links that I have provided here. So for Zoom tutorial, it is a step-by-step process. You can browse this link. For Google Meet, a detailed tutorial for the how to use the Google Meet, you can browse this specific link. For Skype, how to use Skype for online classes, you can browse this specific link. For Messenger Room detailed tutorial, you can browse this specific link. And of course, for Microsoft Teams detailed tutorial, you can browse this specific tips. So this will help us to learn about this different web conferencing application. That ends my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you learned something from me today. So do you have any question? Please message me at cmara@htccs.edu.ph. Thank you and goodbye.